Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I am going to be going over the Grandmaster Nightfall strategies for Savathun Song. Alright? Savathun Song is going to have two type of champions. That's going to be Barrier and Unstoppable. A lot of people ask, what weapons would you recommend for it? Here are the weapons that I would normally recommend for it. I like for this Nightfall particularly, I like to use ARs. Alright? I'm a huge fan of ARs. And the reason why I say that is because of the range, right? I went in and I tested a few things. Ring and Nail with Armor Pierce and Disruption Break works really well. You also have Uriel's Gift that can get Disruption Break. And these two weapons, if you have Disruption Break, it allows you to now kind of use your kinetic for more damage. When you disrupt a champion, you get 50% more damage on that champion, which is pretty awesome. But not only does it work for you, but it works for your fire team members as well. And that can stack with like being charged with light, stack with Vorpal, and other things, you know, in the game. When it comes to Unstoppable, I always recommend either hand cannons with explosive payload because they're very consistent, or you can go with pulse rifles with Unstoppable on it. When you do the suit, that allows you to run the mod that you can put on your arm piece or your gauntlets, where you have Unstoppable there for free, and then you can then put like maybe a major spec on your pulse rifle, or even like minor, because in Grandmasters these enemies are red bars and you might want to kill them a lot quicker than you normally would. When it comes to heavies, I mean, I'm going to be running Anarchy with two primaries this week, but Anarchy is a great choice. A lot of people will say, wait, Anarchy can't work on the boss. Yes, it can. On Shriekers, when you're using Anarchy, you have to place two shots on the spikes, not on the direct target. But if you put two spikes if you put two shots on the spikes, it does damage over time. And a lot of people didn't even know that until, you know, I kind of like showed it on stream. Now, another cool heavy to run is Xeno. Why? Because if you have Hive armaments, you have unlimited ammo. You're gonna be fighting Hive all the time. Is Divinity a good play here? Sure, you can run Divinity. I just feel like for this week, Anarchy is a better choice for me than Divinity would be. Another thing is Mountaintop. You can run Mountaintop. You can run a 4-post sniper. Like a good loadout could be like either a kinetic pulse rifle with Unstoppable, or a kinetic hand cannon with Unstoppable. And then if you have a trophy hunter line somewhere, especially with Vorpal on and triple tap, that'd be perfect for the void shield. Then for me, if I was to run that loadout, I would run with Anarchy. Now, we're going to go through this, and I'm going to do my best to talk about it and go through it. All right, so here we go. We're starting out. It is myself, JC, and Skull. I'd like to thank both of them for letting me record this so I can kind of have it early on for a video. And JC, thank you for throwing right here and dying early for no reason. I'm kidding. It was Skull. Wait, Skull legit like jumped and then like whoop. All right, so starting out, when we get here, one thing to also say before we kind of start this is there's going to be all three shields. All right, there's going to be solar, there's going to be arc, there's going to be void. There's a lot more arc and void than there is solar, but the solar enemies, you're basically gonna see one right here at the beginning, which is the wizard. Then you're gonna have another wizard that drops down for the second part. That's also going to have a solar shield. And the next wizards that you will see is going to be where you fight the two ogres. All right. Now, after you clean up all these ads and you scan, this is the area that you want to go to. I like to go all the way back here. Why do I like to go all the way back here? Because I have nothing coming from behind me, and I have ranged weapons that I can kind of take out ads as much as I need to. Now here comes the wizard through mid, do damage here, and you know that wizard is down. Now that the wizard is down and the thralls are down, there's going to be acolytes that come in with cursed thralls and knights. Now the main focus here is to basically get rid of most of the ads around and then go for the knight that's on the right. The reason why I say go for the knight that's on the right is because the knight that's on the left normally likes to go in back of mid and hide, so you can kind of get rid of him later. This is why I like using ARs, and as you can see here, the range factor. The range factor for an AR is going to be better than a range factor of an SMG. And now I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of precision ARs, but in PvE and in endgame, it works out a lot better than you would think it would. And everyone's like, EK, what about like No Hunger. No Hunger is okay, but No Hunger does not have armor piercing or anything to help it break shields. Whereas if you went for like a Reckless Oracle, which is from the raid, you can get not only armor piercing, but you can get Mulligan, which procs on champion shields as well. And that gun can also get Demolitionist. So if you're out there and you're doing the raid, maybe keep an eye out for this. What I like to do here is place Anarchy at the door, because I know that the ads are going to be coming out and they're going to be running through it. Another cool thing to do is have only one person move up and then take cover. You want to take out the Ogre first, right? And here you can kind of do that damage from far. There are 2 knights that are going to be spamming, which is why you don't want to be in the hallways. After you get rid of the Ogre and the Thralls, what I like to do is either use the left side door or the right side door and focus on one of the knights. Fighting 2 champions together is not a smart idea, especially in Grandmasters. So the play here usually is to work on one knight. All right? Now, this is a 1080, so we kind of like, you know, just winged it. But yes, the focus is to work on one knight only, take out that knight, and then once you take out that knight, you can then work on the next knight. All right? So for that focus right there, when the door opens, Ogre, Thralls that are coming at you, then work on one knight, and then switch to the next knight. Now, here, I mean, same thing. You take your time, take out these ads, and here we are. We're going to be at the first Void Crystal. All right? What I like to do is hug the left side, get rid of these ads, and I feel like Bungie's going to have the modifier where Acolytes throw more grenades, which is going to be pretty tedious and annoying. But one of the main focus as well for me in this part is take out the Acolytes first before you shoot the Wizard. As long as you don't shoot the Wizard does not start shooting at you. This also gives you enough time to kind of just work out on the ads on the side first. Now, once you pick up the ball, a champion comes out with a few Acolytes. Work on the Acolytes first if you can, and then work on the Knight. Now, one of the most important things that I want to say here is that Shrieker can be annoying. And if you have someone on your team that can go invisible, they can then grab the ball, go slam it, and make sure that as they're slamming it, they're past the little ledge there. So when they slam, they're actually forward and not in the same area as the barrier Knight. Then from there, you work on the Knight. Once the Knight is dead, we're on to the next section. Now, in this next room here, when you go in, I like to take cover, especially like hugging the left side. As you can see, that grenade just came in like that, and a grenade like that in Grandmasters can wipe out a whole entire. You want to be able to, you know, dodge those things. Main focus is to work on the ads once again first. Once you work on ads, then you go for the champion. Now, if you have someone on your team running bubble, one of the main things that I want to say is if you have a bubble, you can place it down here. Your main focus is going to be the Ogre first. Once you take out the Ogre, you work on the Acolytes at the bottom. After you get the Acolytes at the bottom, you start working on the Knight on the right. Once that Knight on the right is down, you want to do your best to kind of hug the right side and go for the next 2 Knights. There's going to be one with an arc shield and a champion. So if you go to the far right, you can kind of take this guy out. All right? I also know as you're watching this video, you're probably going to ask me, EK, what subclasses are going to be really good for this, right? This week, I feel like Chaos Reach is going to be an awesome thing to have. You can also run a well if you wanted to as a Warlock. You can also run Top Tree Nova. All of these things are really awesome. I feel like if I'm running on my Warlock, I'm probably going to run a Chaos Reach build because Chaos Reach is going to bake that boss, especially at the end. And you can use it on the Ogres. You can use it on some of the champions. As a Hunter, I know a lot of people are going to say Celestial Nighthawk. I personally feel like Bottom Tree Void is still going to be the better thing to use here. Just having Oppressive Darkness grenades and having a super that can also like work on the boss at the end, which is pretty neat. And as a Titan, Bubble is always an option. And if you don't want to run Bubble, Bottom Tree Solar Void. You know what? I said Bottom Tree Solar Void. What is wrong with me? No. Bottom Tree Solar for the Titan is going to be the next play. All right? Now, as you get into this room, don't forget that these guys hurt. There's about 6 of them. You might need to keep your distance to take them out. All right? The next part right here is with the 6 acolytes. Make sure you kind of play your distance. These guys can hurt. What I like to do normally is just you know, let them peek out one at a time. And you kind of take them out. Once they're down, you take out the crystals and you go in the next room. Now we had a few different strategies for this next room, and I'm gonna try to like just give you my thoughts on it. Generally, I like to go far left, and then if you have a bubble or something like that, you place it down. I did die there like an idiot, but normally you want to go far back left, not exactly where I went to die right there. So where I placed the bubble was actually a bad placement. But generally, you wanna single out the champions, aka the knights. So you can see that we took out that champion. But normally, the place to put the bubble is when you enter that room. In the back left is where you're gonna want to place it. The reason why you want to place it there is because you'll have a knight spamming the bubble, and as they're spamming the bubble, you get to work on the other in peace. The next general area is where I just jumped up to. From here, you can kind of see that barrier knight, and you can break his shield without having to worry about, you know, ads spamming you, or even the wizards attacking you from there. So you can see that this is a nice area to kind of go to as well, especially if you guys are running like Izanagi or something like that. Right there, I just proc Disruption Break. My teammates get to do more damage. That could be a thing. Once you get rid of knights, get rid of wizards. Once you get rid of wizards, there's going to be a bunch of thralls that come out of the door on the right. So be ready for that as well. Once you get rid of thralls and you pick up that ball, be aware that there's going to be a bunch of cursed thralls coming out at you and a bunch of regular thralls. Normally, if I'm running Anarchy, I just like to place it on the stairs. But here, I didn't have much ammo, so I decided to save it. There's going to be a champion that comes out of that door. He's going to come out with, I believe, 2 acolytes. And if you kill the ads really early, then you can focus on this guy together, and he's down. Now, for the next room, there's a little piece of rock, or like one of those like things that you shoot that blows up. I normally like to shoot that to kind of get rid of the acolytes on that right side. But as you can see here, my team has kind of already handled that. There's going to be a barrier champion here, and one of the things I wanted to explain too is if you don't bring up the void charge, the ogres and the other ads don't spawn right away. And what you can do is you can handle that knight alone. Now, once that happens, you can kind of work on the ogres. There are 3 unstoppable ogres in this room. There's 2 that are in the main room and 1 in the far back. As you can see here, we're kind of playing a bit more aggressive. But I believe you want to have as much cover as you can. Like, you legit want to go even like as far back as I'm going right now to have that cover, because these guys do hurt, especially in Grandmasters. Unless you have like the quick output for DPS, you might have to stop them twice. Now that's only two ogres right there. The final one is going to be in the boss room, or not even in the boss room, in the void circle room. Remember, main focus, get rid of small ads. If you don't get rid of small ads, they become a pain in the butt as you try to fight a champion. And champions aren't easy to, you know, they're not easy enemies to kill, especially when you have other things to worry about. Oh man, I wanted that ammo, but JC killed them. How tragic. Now for this room, you normally want to clear up all the ads. If you don't have a hunter that can go invisible, then you're going to have to sprint in this room as a group. Because when you spread in here as a group, then the Shriekers kind of focus on all of you. All right? What you can also do is what I did here was place a bubble. But I feel like my bubble's about to go away because JC's taking his fucking sweet time, ladies and gentlemen. AKA he's throwing. And before we know it, my bubble is about to be gone. Look at this. Look at this, man. Thank God he made it. But don't be like JC. All right, guys? Don't be like JC. That's all I got to say. And then he curses my bubble out. What a guy. What a guy. Anywho, going to be 2 void shields here. I do like to kind of have some kind of distance from the wizards because they will be melting. If you're going to run an energy hand cannon, one that's really good if you have done the forges is, you know, it's a hand cannon that comes with unstoppable in a great way. Why do I say unstoppable in a great way? Because you can get explosive payload. But not only can you get explosive payload on this gun also has disruption break on it. So you can get you can either go for a disruption break, shield disorient one, or you can go for like a rangefinder, explosive payload. You go for a shield disorient, explosive payload on it. This gun is pretty nice. I know that it's getting sunsetted. The Kindred Orchid is one of my favorite weapons to use in this game. But if you're looking for a void hand cannon, that would be the play. If you're looking for an arc hand cannon with explosive payload, Last Wish would be the place, and you know, Nation of the Beast would be the weapon. All right. Now, I generally don't like to like risk any chances here, so I normally do kill this wizard, which is the wanted. You can also let the wanted go away, which might take some time away from me, but it's fine. Now, there's going to be 2 orange cursor throws that come out of that floor. The first one came out, the second one came out, right? There's going to be ads that come from in front of you as well that you want to take out. So don't forget, after you kill 1 orange thrall, another one is going to come up, all right? Now, for the final boss room, generally, I would just go ahead and take it. I would just go ahead and kill it. You know, like you could use Chaos Reach. You can use, you could drop a bubble and put on 2 anarchies on the side. Use Mountaintop. You could use your sniper. You could use your Nova Bomb. All the things there to do it. But what I'm going to do here is I am going to drag this fight along just a bit so you guys can see all the possibilities and all the things that you can do in here. Now, for myself, as I'm doing help, I am going to try to kill the Shrieker after the second break. What does that mean? That means the Shrieker shows up, we do damage, it goes right, we keep doing damage, it closes up. There are 2 knights that we kill. Once we kill the 2 knights, we go for the kill. That means that it goes from the right side to the middle, and then from the middle to the left side, and we do our best to take it out right away. And if we don't take it out right away, here's where it gets a little bit more intense. And then if you don't take it out, once it opens up back up again, it gets a little bit more crazier. So what we're doing right here is just waiting for our supers. All right, now as we see here, a lot of people told me that, you can't use Anarchy on Shriekers, but you can. You have to place it on the spikes, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see there, that's what I did. I placed it on the spikes, and you can see that the damage is now going through. Because everyone's like, oh man, yeah, every time I use Anarchy on Shriekers, it never worked out. You have to place it on the spikes. Now, generally here, when the Shrieker goes right and closes up, there's going to be 2 barrier champions and a bunch of acolytes. The focus here is to get rid of all the acolytes first. Don't worry about the knights that much. Take cover, work on acolytes. Once you get rid of the acolytes, that's when you work on the knights. All right, now we're going to work on the knight on the right first because the guy on the left can't really see us. These guys have hunted dodges as well, which is pretty insane. Boom, that guy is down because I am running disruption break, and he got Mountaintop right in the face. All right, now we're going to work on the next one, and as soon as this guy dies, the Shrieker opens up. Don't forget, you can shoot crits when barrier champions put their shield up, ladies and gentlemen. You can shoot crits when they put their shields up. Don't just shoot at the barrier orb just to shoot at it. You can also shoot their crit. Now, here's what happens here. JC throws with his super. That means instead of super early, he's super late. Now, Savathun song is now 1 shot. And here comes the first possible thing here. All right. There's going to be 2 ogres that initially spawn. And after you kill these ads and you kill 1 ogre, a 3rd spawns. What you want to generally do, since the ogre don't push as much, is to get rid of the acolytes first. Why get rid of acolytes? Acolytes are going to be throwing grenades, which are going to be a thorn in your side. You want to make sure that you get rid of these acolytes. All right. Once that happens, that's when you kind of work on the ogres. This is also a 1080. I know that I can take out that ogre, but we have to pay attention to acolytes, and you have to pay attention to their grenades, because those things will be one-shotting people. One recommendation that I will have here, besides having, you know, hive barrier, is to have solar resistance. All right, you want to have solar and void resistance for this. Solar, void resistance, and concussive dampener. You are going to want to have that for this Nightfall. All right. Now, when the boss opens back up again, we could kill it here, but we don't. We push it to the top mid. Now the boss is going to have these balls that go around that are going to be shooting at you. It's a good thing that I had a bubble here, because JC and Skull went down. But when that happens, be ready to push the boss and be ready to shoot those balls. All right. Because if you don't, those things one-shot you. Doesn't matter the level, they will one-shot you. All right. Now, good thing JC's behind good cover. I go and I pick him up. There's going to be a wizard that spawns in mid, but before you get that wizard, make sure you get rid of the ads around you. And the boss is going to be aggroed on one person. I don't know who that person is. You kind of got to pay attention to who that person is, so then the other two can kind of work their way around. Once you kill the wizard, there's going to be a ball that shows up. Here's the thing. You can pick up that ball, but when you pick up that ball, there are two wizards that show up. You'll see me go up here just to kind of hit the wizards. All right. Now, normally, most people grab the ball. They'll try to go up and slam it and try to kill the boss. Do not get greedy. Do not get greedy. Take your time. Take out these two wizards, because once you take out the two wizards, it is just you and the boss. Okay? It is going to be just you and the boss. All right? Now, look, there's one wizard. Look at this. Watch me get greedy. Watch this. Boom. Death. So you do not want that to happen. And here's another thing. If you die going up like that, that ball has a timer on it, and you have to wait once again. That ball's not just going to show up right away. Okay? So there's a few things right there that you have to pay attention to. All right? I sacrificed myself so you can kind of see what I mean. Now it's just you and the boss. You know, now you grab the ball, you go up, you slam it, and boom, do damage to the boss. What you can even do is take cover back here, because the boss is in the center, right? And ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There goes my, you know, my idea on how to tackle Savathun's song. Overall, I think Savathun's song is going to be a simple Nightfall for most, and when it comes down to it, this Nightfall, we're going to be running a lot of platinum runs. You guys know that I'm usually live every day for at least 10 to 12 hours. If you need help getting it done, or if you have any questions or anything for me, you're more than welcome. I do my best to answer questions. I do my best to kind of work with like weapons that people have and kind of try to like find ways for it to work. Besides that, good luck in the Grandmasters, man. These Grandmasters are fun. I know a lot of people don't love Corrupted as much, but you know what? Sometimes you got to deal with bullshit in Destiny, and that's just how it goes. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.